worst voted in NBA All-Stars. Oh man, I thought this was kind of a funny topic to go off of. I saw like a part of like a TikTok, or maybe it was just like some random article. I don't remember actually where I got this one, but I did get this idea from somewhere, and they're basically talking about the worst ever NBA All-Stars selected for the teams in history. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to sort of jump in, see where I guess some players that may have not been very deserving of an NBA All-Star spot. Also, if you didn't know, I was on vacation all of last week. Yes, this is current day Jake. I am back from vacation. It was a lot of fun. If you didn't know, I went to California to see some family and stuff. Wow, it was definitely nice to get a break from YouTube, even though I was still, posting, being active, comments and emails and all that stuff. But it was really nice to get a nice break from YouTube. And also, make sure you guys check out my community tab page. I have a voting poll up right now. I think it might be my latest thing, and it's me asking you if you guys like the every other day upload schedule that I was doing last week while I was on vacation, or do you guys like the daily post? I know with the daily post, I post a lot of filler videos, just sort of catch-up videos, sort of random videos. Do you guys like that, or would you rather have, every other day content to where maybe, I don't want to say they're better videos, but they're just, videos that are probably going to be a lot easier to catch up on, it being every other day instead of just daily random videos. So, and also, if you could give this video a like, I would also very much love that. And also subscribe to the channel to be entered into the 7.5k subscriber giveaway. Yes, I'm doing a giveaway at 7.5k. We're about 1,000-ish away. Very exciting. So, other than that, I think that's all I need to say. It's really nice to be back. And yeah, let's get started. Okay, so this is not like a top 10 video. This is just sort of me just spewing out some names, some stats, having a couple of laughs, some giggles, things like that. So hopefully you guys don't mind that at all. But one of the first names that popped up when I was looking up sort of, I guess this topic of the worst All-Stars, which by the way, obviously an All-Star is a great title to have in the NBA. You're one of the top players of that year in the entire NBA, which is great. It's amazing. I'm not taking shots at these players. I'm not saying these players are bad basketball players. They're in the NBA. They're making millions. They got an All-Star pick. Who cares? You know what I mean? So if this is like a favorite player of yours or anything like that, I'm not, putting any bad, negative energy on any of these guys. These are just some funny topics to talk about. So, with that being said, one of the first names that popped up was James Donaldson. James Donaldson, which if you don't know is actually a new, I think it's a Galaxy Opal card in 2K for the Dallas Mavericks now. This guy played from the 1980s to the 1995. His All-Star year was in 1987, 1988. And the All-Star year stats he put up for that year, he averaged 7 points. He averaged 7 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 block per game. So it's not like he was like, oh my god, this guy's leading the league in blocks or leading the league in rebounds and his points suck. His rebounds are pretty good, definitely above average. And his blocks I think he's like a 7'3" center. Nothing too crazy, so man, that is definitely pretty crazy. I don't really know a lot about this player. Like I said, he has a card in 2K, which is actually a really good card if you play a lot of NBA 2K still, but that's pretty crazy. Even in 1987, I mean 7 points for back then, that's like a pretty good / like average role player. If you average this in today's NBA, you're scratching and clawing in your way to a roster spot in today's NBA. Back then, that's a pretty, average NBA player, especially with his rebounding ability. It's actually not too bad, but dude, for an All-Star spot. Oh my God, that's just definitely very, very, very crazy. It doesn't really say here why he was voted in, how he got in. It just sort of just happened, apparently. I'm not sure if back in the day they had the fan voting, which if you don't know, a vast majority of how players get in nowadays are through fan votes. So that's how, popular players like Taco Fall, Boban, Lonzo Ball, those guys get a lot of votes. But the other sort of votes are just weighed more heavily, like players and coaching and media. Those sort of get more heavier votes, but it's still very possible for a popular player, like a Taco Fall or a Bobo, to make an All-Star game one of these days. Who knows? But I don't know if this was sort of a similar situation. But wow, James Donaldson from the Dallas Mavericks, very interesting. We have another name here, a little bit more of a well-known name, Antonio Davis. Antonio Davis, he played from 1993 to 2006. His All-Star year was the year of 2000 and 2001. During that All-Star year, he averaged 13 points, 10 rebounds, and under 2 blocks a game. So definitely a little bit better. But come on, like 2000s basketball, late 90s basketball, dude, like that is almost a peak of NBA basketball talent, especially at a forward / big position that Antonio Davis played, which I think he was a center power forward position. There are still some great names in the NBA playing that time, like Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Shaq, Dirk Nowitzki. There are some big boy names, and this guy Antonio Davis made an All-Star team. That's definitely pretty tough. And again, like I said before in the previous one, 13 points and 10 rebounds and 1.9 blocks per game is a really solid NBA player in today's age. But for apparently this, it's an all-star position. Back in the year 2000, 2001, man, I really need to see who else was on that team, and maybe I can find some snubs or something like that. But like I said, dude, the bigs back then in the 2000s, they ruled the NBA still. It wasn't that sort of guard-happy sort of nowadays 2010s era of basketball. This was still when, if you had a Shaq on your team, you're a title contending team. So, man, that's definitely very crazy. I think they have a picture of him here in the Toronto Raptors jersey. I'm not sure if he actually was on the Raptors during that time, but whew, man, that's definitely pretty crazy. They have another player here, Ricky Green. Ricky Green from the Utah Jazz. Played from 1977 all the way to 1992. My God, that's a long time. His All-Star year was 1983 to 1984. In that year, he averaged 13 points and 9 assists, 2.7 steals. This is actually not bad. He averaged 13 points, 9 assists, and almost 3 steals a game. That's actually not too bad. That's actually not bad at all, actually. He actually led the league in steals that year. Shot 48% from the field and 82% from the free throw line. This one might actually be very controversial. Wow. Ricky Green, I've never heard of this player. I'm sorry. Sorry to any Utah Jazz fans out there. This is actually not bad. I mean, if a starter in today's NBA was averaging this, especially on my team, I definitely wouldn't mind that at all. That might be not a bad one for sure. We have another one here. Chris Gatling. Played from 1991 to 2002. His All-Star year was in 96-97, and he averaged 19 points, 8 rebounds. Not bad, I guess. It looks like he played for the Dallas Mavericks during this time. It says here, Chris Gatling deserves a ton of credit for his remarkable 96-97 because, obviously Kyle Korver, one of the greatest three-point shooters of all time, played for an amazing Atlanta Hawks team. He played from 2003 till about, I think, 2016, 17, around that era. And his All-Star year was 2014, 2015. And that year he averaged 12 points per game, 2 assists, and, not even a steal a game. But as you guys know, Kyle Korver was mostly known for the three-point shot. And he also really made that team because that year, if you didn't know, the Atlanta Hawks were, I think, the top team in the NBA record-wise. And I think Kyle Korver, who else? I think Josh, and Al Horford made the All-Star team that year. If not, I think one of them was left off, and maybe Paul Millsap made it. I actually don't remember which one did, but I know four. I think 4 Atlanta Hawks players made the Eastern Conference All-Star team that year, which is absolutely insane to think about. That team was dominant, very good, although could not stop the GOAT of this generation, LeBron James. So that was pretty bad. But for Kyle Korver to be on this list of wrong all-star picks, I actually don't really believe that because, like I said, I don't know. That's really tough to only make an all-star team because your team had a good record and you're a good three-point shooter. That is a little sus. Oh, that's right, I forgot about this. In the year 1994, for the Chicago Bulls, B.J. Armstrong, yes, B.J. Armstrong made the NBA All-Star team in 1994. Oh my God, that's pretty crazy. He got in over players like Kenny Anderson, who was an amazing scorer during that time period, and Mark Price. Wow. I'm not gonna be, mean, but you're getting in over Mark Price. Mark Price is a very, very good NBA player all time, and that's definitely pretty crazy that B.J. Armstrong got in over him. Oh my goodness. We have Brad Miller from the Indiana Pacers. Wow. Yeah, if you don't know, Brad Miller is one of those NBA players where he looks just like an average Joe looking guy, but I mean, apparently he made enough of an impact to make the All-Star team, that's for sure. He was thrust into the starting role of the NBA All-Star game in 2003 due to NBA forward Chris Webber being injured. Interesting. Miller averaged 14 points per game and 10 rebounds. So 14 and 10, and he only got in because of injury. That's honestly not that bad. I mean, I'm sure back in the day when an NBA player got injured, definitely during an NBA All-Star game, it's not like today where there's, gosh, if you think about it, in today's NBA, every team almost basically has a dynamic duo. So there's at least, 60 really good NBA players in today's NBA that can really make an impact on different teams. And then the NBA All-Star game only has, 30 spots total. So there's a good chunk of the NBA players that, if one player goes out, you plug another player in. That's still not that big of a difference. Obviously, we saw it with, Damian Lillard being injured. Devin Booker comes in, and vice versa, this and that. Sabonis getting in. There's some really good players. If, one player gets hurt or something like that, another player replaces them. It's not that big of a difference. Where back then, there were maybe, 20 to 30, really impactful, all-star caliber players. Obviously, the Kobe's and the Tim Duncans and all those type of players. Once you go down the list, it gets very thin, very fast, and unlike today's NBA, where you could probably have a third NBA All-Star team and still have a very competitive team. You know what I mean? So, only averaging 14 and 10. Like that's definitely pretty crazy. Oh, let's see. Oh my god. Yeah, this, I remember him being voted in and being like, oh wow, that makes sense. But then now when I look back at it, like, that's super crazy. But it is, in fact, Roy Hibbert. Yes, the big man, the center of the Indiana Pacers, Roy Hibbert. Now, if you don't know, Indiana during the 2010s were a very good team, seeming to always get to the Eastern Conference Final, always being a big, impactful team in the Eastern Conference. But man, could they not get over the hump of obviously the LeBron James big three down in Miami? And Roy Hibbert was a very big part of that. Obviously, you know, you had Paul George, Lance Stevenson, George Hill, that group of guys. But Roy Hibbert was arguably like the second most important player of that team's sort of, you know, function. Obviously, there's also David West, and they are a very good team. But man, wow. Let's see here. During that year, he only averaged 6 rebounds in 2014. So he made the All-Star team being a center, only averaging 6 rebounds. I wonder how many points he actually averaged. But here's a fun fact: he was an All-Star in 2014. 3 years later, in 2017, he wasn't even in the NBA anymore. Oh my God, that's really sad, honestly. And I do feel really bad about that. You know how the league changed so fast. You know, NBA bigs like Dwight Howard, in fact, can barely get playing time. I mean, like Hassan Whiteside probably most likely won't even have a roster spot next year because he just the way he plays. And Roy Hibbert was the prime example of that, being, you know, a just dominant, you know, rim protector. But that's all he could do, was just protect the rim, be a big body. And he was out of the league very fast as soon as, obviously, you know, the Steph Curry small ball, sort of crazy LeBron James point guard type of league came into sort of flourishing onto the scene. Players like, you know, Roy and Dwight and, you know, Joakim Noah, players like that who were, you know, defensive player of the year candidates 1 year, 2 out of the league. It's super crazy to see that happening so fast, and Hibbert was a prime example of that for sure. A player by the name of Jamal McLaury, I have no idea. I've never heard or seen this player's name before in my life. But in 2002, in the same team of Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki, Shaq, Karl Malone, Paul Gasol, Chris Webber, and Carmelo Anthony, Jamal McLaury, I think that's how you pronounce his name, I don't know, was also on that team. So that's super crazy. That player is also in this sort of same you know, sentence as those other guys. His career average was 7 points per game and 6 rebounds his entire career. It doesn't say what he averaged for that year in 2004. I'm assuming something good, but my God, like all of the other, well, a vast majority of the other players we're talking about, maybe besides like Ricky Green and other guys like that, I've heard of before. Jamal, I'm sorry, my guy, I don't even know what team you played for, but oh my God, that's definitely pretty crazy. Obviously, there are some crazy NBA All-Star snubs. I might actually do that video. Let me know. Give this video a like, comment down below if you guys want me to do a NBA All-Star snubs list. You know, players in specific years. Like, you know, a lot of people talk about, you know, Devin Booker. Even this year, there were a lot of really big All-Star snubs. So I think that'd be kind of a cool video idea. But you know, I remember when, you know, Kobe Bryant was making those All-Star teams, and some other older players, like I know Tim Duncan, I think made it later on in his career as well, which they're more of like a respect All-Star game, not due to talent or skill, but more due to who they are in the NBA. Those, I guess you could name off on this list or on this video, but guys are so heavily respected. They absolutely, at least in my opinion, deserve an all-star spot. Or you can do what the NBA did. I think it was 2-3 years ago, where they had, Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki retiring at the same time. They just put them on an all-star team, and I think that's a really cool idea. I think they should do that more. Obviously, when when LeBron and Curry and all those other greats retire, they should just, no matter what, no matter who, no matter how many players are on the list, they throw them on a team, because they definitely deserve that sort of last hurrah experience. So I'm not going to name those guys on this list because that doesn't count, but I think that's kind of cool to talk about at least. Alright, everyone, that's going to be it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed